felt that this was something that would be very good to do. But now I've come to the conclusion that it's something we must do. The income tax is and has been through history the tyrant's tool. It has been the way that civilizations have lost their freedom. And that is something that more than ever, at all of this reckless spending. All right? Well, let me tell you why the income tax is so evil and how it fits in to what I believe is a total plan. If you spend all of this money and you don't take in the money to pay for it, how do you get the money? You borrow, don't you? What happens when you borrow money in excess? You get inflation. That's why people talk about, oh, it's our grandchildren are going to be paying. No, we're going to be paying. Let me tell you how we're going to be paying. In 5 years, if you're making $50,000 a year, you know what it's going to be worth? You know what you're going to be able to buy with that $50,000? About $40,000 worth of today's products. You and every one of your family members is going to pay today. It's not in 20 years or 30 years. We're going to start paying now. And what happens if you are fortunate enough to increase your income?
You get to pay more.
You got to pay more income tax, right? What we want to do is the fair tax is to abolish the income tax totally, wipe it out. Okay? Take us back to a system that works so well in this country of indirect income tax. There's no reporting. You get your whole paycheck. You get to determine how much you're going to pay in tax by how you spend the money. But it's also a tyrant's worst nightmare because he can't raise money without your consent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's why I think we must do it. We must get rid of the income tax. And I think back to a quote. There's two quotes that I'm going to end off here. But there are two things that Thomas Jefferson, who wrote most of that magnificent document you heard read, the Declaration of Independence. He said in 1805 that one of the proudest things that he could say, it is the pleasure and pride of every American to ask what farmer, what mechanic, what laborer ever sees a tax gatherer of the United States. Because they did not have an income tax, they had a sales tax system. We need to go back to that. All right? Now the last thing is people tell me it's not going to happen because there aren't enough of us. Well, that's what they said about the break with England in 1776. At no time did more than a third of the people support the revolution. At no time, and probably lower than that. But Thomas Jefferson said something else that really applies to all of you standing out here in the rain, and that is, a majority is one man with courage. All right? Now I'm going to introduce somebody just for a moment, Danny O'Neill, who's the state coordinator for the fair tax, and he's going to tell you how you can send a message right now as we speak. Danny?
Thank you, Steve. Everybody, are we tired of what they're doing? Are we tired of them pitting us against each other? Have we had enough? That's why we're here, isn't it? We all can do something right now, right where you're sitting. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you a dime. You can sign our you can sign our petition right from your cell phone, right where you're sitting. I encourage you, grab your cell phone right now and follow these instructions. Text the word fair tax to 25827. You need to text Fair Tax, your name, zip code, and email. Right now where you're standing, you can make a change. You can help make this happen right now. I don't know about you, but I am pretty tired of when the calls are 90 to 1. They go ahead and pass the bill anyway that's raising our taxes.
We're tired too.
I know. You wouldn't be out here in the rain if you weren't tired. I know I'm preaching to the choir. Let's do this. Let's do it now. Let's get it done. Let's pass the fair tax. That number one more time. 25827. Very important. You have to, the first word is fair tax or else it will not get to us. Fair tax, name, zip, email. You will get a message, an auto response message that will encourage you to forward that message to 5 of your friends. Imagine the impact. Not only could every one of us sign it right now, but we can forward it to 5 of our friends as well. Please do so. God bless you. Thank you for coming out. Thanks for having us here.
All right, thank you guys for speaking. Hey, this next lady,